I want to clear that this ends with me, that the bloodline to come, the future generations, God willing, that this ended with me.
So many Muslims today are celebrating Christmas, the lights, the trees, the gifts. It seems harmless, right? Just a way to join in the fun, maybe even make the kids happy. But have we ever stopped to ask ourselves, what does this actually mean for our faith and our relationship with Allah? But for this sister who became a Muslim recently, the struggle felt deeply personal. She found herself torn between the comforting traditions of her childhood and the religion she had wholeheartedly embraced. It wasn't easy. It wasn't the popular choice, but she did something many of us might not have the courage to do. She chose Allah over everything else.
So I put up a Christmas tree a few days ago, but it has to go. Astaghfirullah, may God forgive me. You know, I was like, I don't care what other people are celebrating. I'm just decorating my house. It's harmless, you know. It's just like I've always done, like my parents have done, the way that I grew up, you know, tradition. It's meaningless, you know. It's just, no.
So, curious about the meaning of Christmas, she decided to dig deeper. She spent time researching the origins of Christmas and its traditions, the tree, the decorations, the lights. What she found left her stunned. It turns out the Christmas tree isn't just a pretty decoration. Its roots go back to pagan rituals, symbolizing fertility and sacrifices to ancient gods. The more she learned, the more uneasy she felt.
I woke up at 3 a.m. and I couldn't sleep anymore. I just felt wrong. And I started looking up what it means. The tree, here it is, by the way. The tree, the balls, the tree itself, the pine tree, the lights, all these things. And this is a pagan thing, polytheist. The pine tree, representation of life, like eternal life or whatever, like surviving during winter. And these balls, a symbol of fertility, and that all this decoration is a sacrifice to the gods, plural.
It wasn't an easy decision for her. This wasn't just about a tree. It was a tradition she grew up with, something that had been passed down from generation to generation in her family. Letting go of it felt like letting go of a part of her past. But for her, Islam came first. The Quran teaches us to leave behind anything that contradicts the worship of Allah and to avoid blindly following the ways of our ancestors if they lead us astray. She reminded herself of this and chose her faith over tradition. It was a tough choice, but she knew it was the right one. By removing the tree and stepping away from Christmas celebrations, she wasn't just making a statement. She was affirming her commitment to Allah and setting an example to her family.
So many verses in the Quran that say, do not follow what you find your ancestors following, because maybe they understood nothing and they were not guided. Are you going to follow what your ancestors were following, even if it's going to lead you to hellfire? No. And you know, I was thinking about putting it up. You know, I thought, like, if nobody says anything about it, I'm not going to put it up. But my kids were, you know, insisting, I want to put it up. And I was like, okay, whatever, harmless, you know, it's... But no, I am Muslim. I serve one that is the most gracious, the most merciful. I'm not here to serve my kids. No, I'm not. I'm a servant to God. That is the one I serve.
This story is a powerful reminder for all of us Muslims. In a world where it's so easy to follow the crowd and hold on to traditions without question, she showed what it means to truly submit to Allah. As Muslims, we're not just called to believe, but to reflect and align our actions with the teachings of the Quran and Sunnah. It's not always easy, especially when it means going against societal norms or letting go of things we once held dear.